Some days all you want is just something quick and easy, and also especially if you're on a healthy or weight loss journey. So today I'll be sharing with you one of my absolute famous, or should I say one meal that everyone loves. My mother loves this, my dad loves this, my uncle loves it, everybody loves it. This is an updated version. This has fish. I'll be sharing my stir fry veggies with you. So let's meet the ingredients first. So these are all the ingredients that you need for this recipe. Yes. So you have the leafy greens. You can use any leafy green of your choosing. You can use spinach, you can use kale, but today I am using a leaf in Nigeria that we call green. It is a Nigerian version of spinach. You can use pumpkin leaves, but this is what I'm using. It works really well. Now the next thing I will be using, you need some onions and peppers. This is Scotch bonnet peppers. Like I always say, if you don't want your meal to be hot, open it up and remove the seeds, and just slice it up. And the next thing we need is vegetable oil. Of course, you can use canola, vegetable, or olive oil, whichever oil that you use. Make sure it is neutral oil. And of course some seasoning cube and salt to taste. And of course the star of the show, which makes this version different, is the Panla fish. Now Panla fish is smoked cod. So you guys already know that I like to zhuzh up my Panla fish. So I'll show you how. And I'll be serving this veggie meal with smoked chicken lap from Zartek. Now if you didn't know, Zartek makes this, it's like a smaller pack of their full smoked chicken, and I was just very pleased to find out that they do this. So you typically don't have to serve this meal with the smoked chicken, so you can either take it away or serve it with it, but for the sake of this video we're serving it with the smoked chicken. So so that's just basically that. But like I said, the meal is a meal on its own without the smoked chicken. Now that's out of the way, let's get cooking. Now for the Panla fish, here's what I need you to do. So the first thing is, of course, to clean it. So you do this by taking out the head. Make sure that you get out every flesh from the head. I mean, you can keep the head and just break it up into pieces, but I like to store the head separately and use it for porridge or for my soups. Or what I also like to do is to dry it up, blend it into powder, almost like a fish powder or crayfish, and then use it for porridge, use it for soups, use it for local stews and things like that. So we're going ahead to clean the fish. So by doing this, you open up the fish, take out the gunk, the gunk, and then take out the bone. So at this stage, it's understandable if you don't take out or if you don't fish out all the bones, but try as much as possible to get out all the bones during this process. So take out the entire bone, set that aside, and once you've done that, add the fish into a big bowl just like so. Be careful to make sure that you take out all of the gunk and all those rubbish that you find in the belly of the fish and all that. So once that's done, add the fish to a bowl just like so. I like to sort of spread it out on a flat just almost like on a flat surface, just like so. I don't know how to explain it. And then I add water. I try not to add water or pour water on the fish directly, so I sort of make like a little space and then add water into the bowl. Otherwise I find that because the fish is soft and not overly dried, once you pour water to it, in fact notice that even as I am trying to wash the fish, it's already flaking, so it's falling apart already. Gently be gentle with this fish at this stage. We're just trying to clean it up before we proceed. I mean, you can use salt to wash the fish at this point, but I personally don't like to use salt. So I'd rather prefer to wash the fish several times as opposed to using salt, but you can use salt. I'm using warm water anyway, so you can use salt, you can use warm water, not hot water, just use warm water. You can use cold water to wash the fish. Sorry. Now at this point I'm still trying to locate all the fish, the bone, and I'm taking my time to just locate them and take them out as I am cleaning the fish. Just be gentle with it. Make sure that you try get in there and try and take out as much as you can of the fish. I mean, there's nothing as unpleasant. Personally, I think that there's nothing as unpleasant as filleting a fish and then you bite into that and there's bone in it. There's just nothing as unpleasant as that. And also my brother that I often cook for doesn't like bone in his fish. He just doesn't like it. I mean, that's one of the reasons why he doesn't eat fish anyway. So I try as much as possible to just get in there and take out every bone, fin, gill, gunk that you find. If you have gotten to this point of this video, it means that you are hooked and that you want to see more. So if you are yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so now. By subscribing sort of helps and encourages me to put out more videos every now and again. Sorry, not every now and again, every Tuesdays and Thursdays is when I upload new videos to my channel. Okay, so please don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment and like. Now once you're done washing the fish, set that aside. Of course, give that another rinse here, and get a baking tray, and of course with parchment paper or baking paper, and then sort of spread out the fish. And while you're doing so, just break it apart just like so. Now notice how some of the fish, they are big, some of them are little. Now even at this stage, I'm still finding bone, and and I'm still trying to take it out at this point. So yeah, like I said, sort of flick up the fish into bite sizes, some big, some medium, some small. Just carry on like that, to your own personal preference. I mean, you can leave them big if that's what you want, but for the sake of this video, I'm tearing it apart. I want bite sizes. I want to get fish in every bite that I take. I don't just want one large fish. I want to be able to just take a bite of fish with every lifting of fork that I get. So now once you're done spreading the fish on the tray just like so into the oven just to dry it off. Now once that's while that is in the oven, let's move on to the slicing of the vegetables. Now here's a trick that I use to slice my vegetables. I like to stack up the leaves just like so. I like to take a large leaf and make that the base of the base, then to use to pile up the other leaves. And once I've piled it up to the point where I know that I can manage to hold it, I then sort of roll it like just like so, like a cigar or like a cigarette. I sort of just roll it up like that, and then it's easy for me to slice up or cut my vegetables this way. You can cut your vegetables however it is that you know how, but this is just a technique that I like to use. This technique is actually called chiffonade. It's a cooking technique that you often find in professional kitchens, and that's the technique that I love to use. This technique was taught to me by my grandfather, and I absolutely love using this technique every single time. And I mean, if you go to the market, you'll find women in the market using this technique to cut vegetables such as okazi. That's if you're in Nigeria. You find women in the market using this technique to cut their vegetables. Anyway, moving along, what this technique does is it gives you long ribbons of vegetables, and this is really great for when you are cooking with basil, any herbs that you want to use to garnish your meal. This technique is perfect for it. Now moving along, ensure to cut all your vegetables the same way, same sizes. And also I like this technique because it helps me slice my vegetables thinly, just like so. I use it for all the vegetables that I use to cook. I use this technique to cut all my vegetables. Now once you're done cutting your vegetables, now go ahead and set that aside. See how gorgeous the ribbons look. It looks beautiful, it looks uniformed. Yeah, so go ahead and add that to a sieve. I like to do this, well ahead, so that I drain out all the excess liquid from the vegetables. Yeah, now at this time the fish is well dried, or should I say a bit dried in the oven. So this is how I like my fish in this recipe. Some of them are a bit dry, some of them are not so dried. It's still soft, like it can still break into the break apart or fall apart into the recipe. This is how I like my fish in this recipe. So now you can push it further if you want, but then this is how I like it. This would help it hold its structure even with all the frying and everything. Now set that aside, and into a pan add some vegetable oil. Make sure that you add enough. I didn't think I added enough, so I went back and I added just a little bit more. And then if you know me, you know very well that I like to season my vegetable oil or any oil that I'm using to cook. I like to start to season my meals from the get-go, so I don't wait till I start to add one very big clump of salt. So I like to build flavor from the get-go. Now once I've added the salt, I then start to check the temperature of the oil, and once I notice that the oil is hot, I go ahead and add some onion, and then I add the Scotch bonnet peppers. Now this is stir fry, and it means that you have to work on high heat. Do you understand? So this meal is quick, it's fast, as long as you have washed and cleaned your fish, dried it up, cut your vegetables. This meal does not take it doesn't take 5 minutes to get ready. It doesn't take 5 minutes. It's really quick, and it gets ready under 1 minute. Now I saute my my peppers and onions until it is translucent and a bit fragrant and all of that. Now once I get it to this point, I start to add the fish into it. So why I'm introducing the fish is I want all that seasoning to start to penetrate the fish, all that flavor, all that seasoning to start to penetrate the fish. Then I start to stir fry the fish, and also if there are any bits that are hard or like properly dried, I want it to soften a bit. So that's the reason why I'm adding the fish here. Now notice that what I've added are the big clumps of fish. At this stage, that's what I've added. I'm going to stir fry that for a bit, and then I'm going to add the flaked up, that's almost like the, should I call it like this, well, I'll call it like the sand part of the fish. That's the fish that had flaked up and broken apart into tiny bits of pieces. I'm going to add that next. Again, the fish needs to just cook down a bit, soften a bit, yeah, just like so. Yeah, so I've added the tiny bits of fish into my pan, and I'm just going to stir fry that just for a minute. 1 minute is enough, and I'm going to start to build flavors from here. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to season this with seasoning cube. Now I have one seasoning cube, but I'm not going to add everything. I'm not big on seasoning cubes, especially when it has to do with vegetables and quick meals. I'm not big on seasoning cubes. So I've added, I think about 1/3 of it is what I added, and so I'm just going to stir that to combine until it's dissolved, because I don't want clumps of seasoning cubes in the veggie. So stir that and continue to mix until it has dissolved, and once I'm sure that it's dissolved into the pan, I go ahead and add my vegetables. Again, crank up the heat. This thing takes under 1 minute to cook. I'm telling you, it is fast, it is quick. This meal is quick. So just stir fry, continue to move it around the pot. Don't just leave it sitting in the pan, just keep moving it around, just keep moving it. Now as it cooks, the color starts to deepen, brighten, it becomes so beautiful. It's vibrant green, and how do you know it's done? It just wilts. You just know that it is done once the vegetable wilts. Now at this point, turn off the heat. Yeah, at this point, just go ahead and turn off the heat. your stir-fry vegetable is ready. Look at that steam. This is so beautiful. You know, turn off the heat and set this down. Don't just turn off the heat and leave it on the stove top. Turn off the heat and set it down. This is beautiful, and I can't wait to dig in. Now this is my updated version of my stir-fry veggies, and of course with some delicious dried Panla fish. You guys know how I already roll, flavor bomb all the time. You can serve this with coconut rice, you can serve this with white rice, you can serve this with jollof rice, you can eat this on its own. I mean, you can serve this with beans, porridge beans, you can serve this with plain beans, you can serve this with porridge yam. This is amazing. As in, I absolutely love it. You can use this to eat boiled yam, you can use it to eat boiled plantain. It is great. It is such a versatile meal. I mean, I often eat it on its own, but today we're eating it with smoked chicken. Anyway, I I hope that you guys have thoroughly enjoyed this video, and if you're still watching it to this point, it means that you loved it. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, leave a comment, like it, and share. And so that's it. I hope that you liked this, and I hope that you enjoyed this. And until next time, see you in my next video.